But you can go kind of after me. All right. We are live. I'm going to let some people come into the room first because we always kind of start off before we see some people come in, and I don't want us to start prematurely. Let's see, we got, see, when that comes up, it's usually just going live to everybody. All right. Assalamu alaikum, family. Tonight is a very special night because look at that. Look at this, jumped into the room. It went from 3 to 39. Tonight is my father's birthday. So it's a very special day. So we're going to have to honor and praise my father today. Not praise him in the sense of worship, but give him his love and his grace because he has been showing up time after time, giving beautiful wisdom to you guys. And he doesn't have to do it. He does it for free. He does it because he has love for people. He's trying to get people to elevate, to evolve, to recognize that they are gods in this world. And so when you see a great person and you see a person showing you love, you should always show that love back so that love can flourish inside of your own homes. Because that's why a lot of us not receiving the blessings that we want to, because we don't get a blessing back. So I wanted to come on here and honor my father because I see that he's dedicated to showing up every week, twice a week. And it takes a lot of time, effort, studying, wisdom, thoughtful processing in order to bring a message to people, articulate it in the right way, show love, and get people to elevate and to evolve. So I've been sending y'all that cash up every week, and I don't be seeing nobody drop it. So it's my father's birthday. I want to hear that cash app go off. Y'all know what time it is. And the blessings early today, because when it comes to putting in work, it costs money. I don't know, where people believe that things are just out here for free, but you can't get this kind of wisdom nowhere else on the planet. You're not going to find it nowhere else on the planet. And I'm up in here today. You definitely ain't going to find me nowhere up on the planet because I don't exist nowhere but right here. So if I step inside of the room with you, I want to see y'all showing love and not just being, in a taker energy, because we're not here to just take tonight. We're here to receive. We're here to give. We're here to show blessings. And so that's what I want to see. And we're going to start this night off right. We're going to have a beautiful message because honestly, we don't even know where we came in here to say. I just know I wanted to come in here and show some love. And I know whatever comes out of me, God gonna bless me to bring something out of me that I know people need to hear, because I know who I am. My father knows who he is, and he gave life to me. So I know we're gonna have some beautiful synergy, some beautiful love that we bring into this room tonight. And I want to see y'all show my dad some love. I want to hear some testimonies. I want y'all to ask some questions. I want y'all to be involved tonight, because this isn't something we have to do. We just do it out of love. So, they're going to Cash App. I want to see, I'm going to shout out the person who Cash Apps first, because look, if you hear, you already know it's a blessing, especially if you've been here week by week, tuning in. So the Cash App is on stage. Is $fardallah, fardallah. This is my father's 73rd birthday.
73rd.
Number 10. That's the number of completion. Okay, so you already know. Let's get it started, Dad.
I always open up in prayer. Assalamu alaikum. In the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam and destroy those that destroyed us. That our God, Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from the murders. We serve and obey thee all the days of our lives. and teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequal love and mercy without. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. Help us, O Allah, to live a life by the death of a Muslim. I bear witness no God but thee, and I bear witness the most honorable and humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest apostle. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for this gift of life. I pray, Allah, you remove the heart of the devil from thee as well as the black nation. This takeover time. Assalamu alaikum, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I had the black nation doing tonight. I pray all is well amongst us, because someday soon we're going to be back on that square. We're going to be standing upright. And like my daughter said, Kalimah Udnisa Muhammad, it is the day I came to earth to do my job. I know exactly what that is. I know exactly what my purpose is. I know how to move on this earth. I have the knowledge of self. I carry no fear, only for Allah. And, as a man, I know a lot of people on their birthdays, they will say, well, have a good time. Well, I don't really celebrate like that anymore, because I only had one birthday party, and that's one I gave to myself years ago. I don't really look for accolades. I just go back and do my assessment as a man and as a father. I look at the family that I helped create along with their mother, and I do an assessment on my family. And Allah blessed me to open my eyes today. That's the best gift I could get from anyone. I know Allah is with me, and I look at my family and as a father, and I say one thing about my family is that they have their issues like we all do. But I look at their moral values and principles. I think it did a pretty good job of getting mother credit, because their mother's birthday today too, by Muhammad. And but they all upright. From Soweto to Marcus Bay to Vaisha, Muhammad, Asia one, Brill. You got Kalim in there, you got Yusuf, you got Rockman and Raheem. But they're all upright human beings. They do carry the thought of Allah in their minds. They, like any other family, they had their disputes and little fights amongst one another. Not physical, mostly spiritual. So I'm grateful. I didn't produce a bunch of devils and bring them on the planet. They came here to get in bed with the beast, to side with the devil, to destroy the human family. So I tap myself on the shoulder. I got an upright family. They're striving to do the right thing, and they put one another in check from time to time. And you had 19 keys, they always want to come in and try to be the facilitator. Every time they shut him down, all right, brother, you got your stand up saying. So I'm grateful to the day to be here. The only thing I did today was put me some nice clothes on. I keep something new in the closet. You can't say I done changed this a different shirt I had on. And it fell back. That's all that's necessary, because the law is always on my mind. I'm a man that's striving for freedom. I want to be free. I don't accept the world as it is. Well, I know it's not ours. It's ours, but we're not ruling. We want something better for the human family. We want to move past all these sick-minded individuals. They psychotic. They sick in the minds. They stuck on coloration, and they the only colored people on the planet. They're so sick to where they practice hate on a daily basis, and you don't have to do anything to them. They're going against the laws of creation. We and I don't want you to get comfortable sitting on the bottom. We should rise and strive to the top. I say also to a lot of the brothers and the sisters that I know. When I be on this podcast, sometimes they know I'm talking to them, but it's out of love. So don't get into your emotions and get into your feelings. Because when I was trained, we got hit up pretty hard. When we thought we were doing the right thing, we got hit up pretty hard and checked by Dr. Bay. And we sat down and did our own assessments. Said, yeah, you're right, which will make you better. So a lot of you still in your training. PopKeys be training you from this. You know, I know a couple brothers in their feelings right now. I done mentored them and all of that and all. But brother, you got to come out of that feminine energy. No disrespect to the woman, but y'all carry more of that energy than anybody. You understand? You say you want to come before the people. You want to be a teacher before the people. Well, I'm your damn captain. Understand? I see the flaws and I throw something out there to straighten you back up. When I talk to the brother that I know that got these teachings, and not because I'm saying I'm better at all. That's not what I'm saying. You all know what I'm saying. That's to keep something on your mind so you can keep your back straight and walk on that straight path and don't get comfortable living in this world because that's not the reason you got these teachings. You got these teachings to bring about a change, to affect change with your family. Don't let your family get comfortable with the same old rhetoric. If you go to school, get a good job, get the white boy education, and get the dog house and the picket fence. No, that ain't what you brought your children here for. You brought your children here for to strive for freedom, justice, equality, peace, love, and happiness, and bring a righteous kingdom on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm coming that way, it's out of love. Because when you think back how we got taught and trained, you know, that's who we know who was strong. When you got dressed down in front of the FOI, but the thing that you thought you were doing right, but you were wrong. Understand? Some brother couldn't take the pressure. They would fall out the ranks. But that's how you knew if you was a strong man. How could I be the captain, but I can dress down another man, but I can't take a dresser down when I made mistakes? You understand? So this goes across the board, brothers and sisters. And I wanted to put that out there so that I can feel energy. You understand? I don't have to be in front of you, but I can feel your energy sometimes. You can be thousands of miles away. You did, because I'm tuned in now all the way. You know, and let's just try to do better amongst ourselves first. We can't always criticize without lifting one another up. Let's start to learn how to lift one another up. Let's learn how to build a strong family dynamic that we missing out on. We got family all over. Suppose we learn how to pool our resources, though. Suppose we learn how to pool our resources and bring them together. Some of you got very large families, and we can have a own in-house banking. You can put so much in the pot, pick somebody to be the treasurer, and set up a protocol of understanding how you want to operate and go after things that we need for ourselves and our family and for our nation. We missing out. Same way with my family. You know, you should sit down and have family meetings and hash things out, and then develop a vision how you want to move forward based on the circumstances that we up under. But if we pool our resources, it'll make it easier. We got sometimes you can just buy a big compound. Everybody can live on that compound, man. You paying them overhead $1,000, $1,000, but you got your own compound, your own land. You can grow your own damn food. You understand? Everybody got their own creative abilities and stuff. And you bring that all together and putting it in one place and work out a protocol, a living standard, the way we want to live amongst one another and pool our resources. Because I have did it in organizations that we have set up in our temple. And we had 20, 30, 40 brothers and sisters. And we put so much money in the pot every week or every 2 weeks and stuff, man. Don't you know how much money you accumulate fast like that? And you sit down and decide how you want to use it. Same way with the nation of Islam. Thousands of brothers and sisters should be opening up a new business every week. Brothers are trained up and disciplined. They already know how to soldier. The sisters know how to soldier. They trained up. And sometimes the sisters, speak enough about the MDT, but sometimes they be ahead of the brothers on organization and things of that nature. That's why it's takeover time. So it's an honor and a pleasure to come here tonight with my daughter. Kalimah is a go-getter, very strong-willed and powerful young lady, very creative. She has a lot of mind power. You understand? She don't fear. She don't get caught up in a lot of gossip and jumbo, but she has a lot of mind power. This woman has been out the country with her babies and stuff and walk like she's a goddess. Don't fear nothing because well, she know it and I think she know how to control the atoms around her and put that protective shield. She don't fear nothing. You throw that look on you, she highly dangerous. You understand what I'm saying? So I want her to come in tonight and speak to you brothers and the sisters. If you all have any questions or things, let's talk a little bit tonight. Let's kick it a little bit on PopKeys' birthday. So I'm gonna send it right back to Kalimah. Assalamu alaikum.
So my father is right. I do have mind power and I use it because I know who I am. I've been able to travel out the country by myself with my children with no help. And I can do it because I know that I know that I'm protected. It's a certain knowing that I have over myself, that I walk with, that I carry within myself, that I was born into. And I use it because I really look at myself as a God. And so for me as a child, I've always looked at, if I think of myself as a God and God is watching me, then how do I execute? What does God go think about the thoughts that are in my head? I gotta, like, when I tell you I correct my mind over and over and over again so that I don't allow my mind to work against me. When I tell you I think of my highest, most elevated self at all times, even when I don't know what I'm doing, even when I don't know where I'm going, I ask Allah to cover me even when I don't know something. And when I tell you I just had the biggest shift of my life just a few days ago, it was like I started to see how people will treat you when you don't know yourself. You don't know what you're able and capable of creating in this reality, what you're able to receive. And when you don't know that, you're walking in the mind of a peasant instead of walking in the mind of a God. That means you keep attracting people that just want to take from you, that just see your gifts and your power, and they want to dim that light. And you wonder, I'm a great person, I'm a kind person. Why do I always receive this energy from people? Because I can pick up on everything. I mean, I pick up on literally, I know I pick up on the energy and the atmosphere because I feel it. I go through these ascension moments in my body where I'm like, I can feel the people, I can feel the thoughts. But even in this time of darkness, you got to come into the reality that you can shift any form of energy. You can't sit here in your mind and say, oh, it's just darkness, it's just war, it's just all of that. Because there's always the opposite happening at the same time. God didn't give you this power for you to sit in your weakness. He didn't give you no power so you could be afraid and so you could be scared and little boy and little girl yourself. He made you a God. So what does a God do? You elevate yourself. You rise into the thinking of a God. But the thinking of a God, once you know, because it's not enough to just say, I know I'm a God. You have to walk like one. You have to receive like one. You can't allow someone to treat you like a peasant and take you down to a level. You have to come to a point in yourself to where you say, this is the standard for who I am. Can nobody come in? And I'm going to talk to us as people because we keep walking into situations and relationships where we have no standards, and we keep wondering why everything keeps birthing chaos. And I just corrected myself as a woman the other day. I said, you need to have standards for yourself. If a man walks into your life, his only duty, he's going to marry you. He's going to take care of you. He's going to be a protector and a provider and all of the things. We'll go into these modes where we just having relationships and sex and babies, and we're just producing things and it has no vision behind it. So it's like, set a standard for yourself. And I'm talking to men as well, because I hear too many men saying, this woman treated me this way, she just using me. Well, have a standard for yourself then. If you have a standard in your mind for what a woman's supposed to be like, that's you gonna love, then all that BS that these other women are bringing in, you need to let it go. Because now you just lusting after this woman. Now it's just her sex. It's just her crazy. You just in love with it. You don't know how to let her go. And then you want to blame a woman or you want to blame a man for how they treated you. But you were the one that received it from them in the first place. So what does that make you? What does that make you when you're the receiver of people who treat you like nothing? That means that you feel like nothing somewhere inside of yourself. So when I say you have the vision over yourself, you have to hold on tight to that vision. You can't just say, I want this reality. I feel God within myself. I'm a powerful being. And you look like the weakest being on earth, where you just take the madness and say, I'm kind and I love people and they just treat me any kind of way. Well, I don't believe that God would just allow someone to treat God in any kind of way. So where's your standards for yourself? Where's your vision? And then that tells me, do you really believe in God? Do you really believe in God if you think God set you here to be in poverty, to just survive, to just think of darkness and to be depressed and to be just be full of anxiety and to just be full of all of these thoughts? Do you really believe God would sit you here to just be in filth? To just be fucked, to just be, with the trash diets and all of the things. We have to think about these things. Because at some point, you got to get out your own way and stop making excuses for those that are in front of you. I hear so many excuses of, I got into this relationship, this marriage, and he treated me this way, and all of these things, and this woman, this and this and that. And we all just creating these thoughts in our head, and it's just creating a certain vibration on this planet. And you can see it through social media. You can see it in the news. This is what we are creating. If you are a God and your frequency is not the frequency of God, then what frequency do you think that you're pushing out here in the universe? Like, think about it. If we're all connected as one, and your mindset is so scared, you're so scared. You're scared about how your rent go get paid. You're scared about someone not loving you and not you just, it's like, get out your own way and just start to affirm who you are. Because when I tell you, that's literally all it takes is for you to set a standard for yourself, men and women. Because what we're doing to each other, because we're so broken, we're allowing other broken people to just break us. We're becoming so emotional. I mean, so emotional with no logic anymore, where we're just breaking apart families. We're just, I'm not happy, let me leave my family. It's just so emotional. I see so much happening on social media right now. I don't know where I've been in the past 5 years, but it's kind of disgusting, some of the things that I see. Some of all of this, I mean, I didn't see women on social media who just, I got a disease. She talking about, I got gonorrhea or I got chlamydia and I had sex with this man, and he just talking about it like it's a joke. It's like, damn, what happened to shame? What happened when we actually valued ourselves? Like, where do we go where we can talk about catching AIDS like it's a cold? I mean, I'm almost like, I don't know what reality this is, because I see things happening in reality that just are so far against nature. And you wonder why nothing in your life is elevating. Because I'm like, we really in relationships and we around friendships and people who think that this is okay, where we starting to laugh it off now. We're starting to have so many narratives out here on social media that we as men and women are just picking up thoughts of other people, and nobody is being themselves anymore. Nobody has a thought, an original thought of their own anymore, because now you just tailoring yourself to some conscious community, to some, I'm gonna wear crystals and I'm gonna wear all the things and I'm gonna think like we're gonna come up with all these different names and all the thoughts, and we're just taking on identities left and right. And they'd be like, damn, who are you? Do you even know who you are? Do you even know what you really feel on the inside of yourself? You don't even know your own diet because you didn't pick the vegan just because you see it's trending. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these things, but I'm saying it's got to get to a point where you understand your own identity, or else you lose yourself becoming somebody else's programming, somebody else's mind. And then you wonder why you're losing your mind, why your mind no longer makes sense to you, why you can't even sit still in your own mind without falling apart, without sitting there crying, without sitting there thinking about evil spirits and all the things, where you walk outside and you scared and you feel afraid in your own body because you didn't took on the programming of everything in your reality. So now you no longer know how you're supposed to show up anymore. Okay. And I get it. I was raised differently. I was raised to value myself. So I know it's much more difficult for people with no identity to raise their mind into a higher level. That's why I say my father is so valuable, because we was raised to know that it's people out here who parents never taught them, who never raised them, who never nurtured them, who never had a religious background, who never had someone pour into them. So when you have a mind like my father and my brother and myself, and people who try to extract that programming to get you to think like a god, you better understand they're trying to get you to save yourself, to elevate your thinking, or else you will be lost in this world. There is no other way around it. You will succumb to the foolishness. You will succumb to the lust. You will be broke. You will be all of these things because you're allowing it to seep into every fiber of your being. And now you're saying, it's okay. We're going to have a hot girl summer. We're going to just shake ass on social media. We just going to do whatever we feel we want to do, as long as it makes us feel good. And then no one has no discipline, no structure. And you wonder why our children are having sex at such an early age, while little girls are getting turned out. I'm talking about little girls right now in high school and middle school are having sex by the numbers. I'm talking about 20-year-olds with 100 bodies on them by now. And we out here just frolicking. We just out here just letting it all go. We wondering why children get snatched up because mothers are no longer in tune with themselves anymore. Because it's your responsibility. Can't nobody tell me, because I have it within myself, where you can cover your children inside of your mind, by your actions, by your work. So when your children getting touched out here, that's on you. That's on you. That's your lack of covering. That's what you do to yourself. That means you open somewhere. You open for your enemy to attack you. You allow fear to just seep in like a slithering snake. And it's so much that we need to work on. It's so difficult to just pinpoint where. But it's like you got to start with yourself. And sometimes starting with self tells you to just stop. Just stop. Start talking to God. Damn. Stop picking up everybody else's thoughts. Stop allowing everybody else in your ears, and just shut it down for a second. Not even with podcasts. Not even with listening to other people. Sometimes God don't speak to you until you get to the quiet crevice of your mind, where you finally allow yourself, allow you to hear you, where you do a little fasting. You start to just tune it out. You sit down. You learn how to sit down. You learn how to sit still, so you can understand, what direction am I supposed to move into? Because right now we are following the crowd. We're like sheep. We have no idea where we're going. And the scary part about not knowing where you're going is that anybody can tell you where to go, and you'll listen. They could tell you to jump off a bridge and you're going to do it. If you have no vision for yourself, then you're going to pick up on the identity and the thought process of anybody around you. You're going to tailor it to yourself like a fine suit, and then you're going to think that's you. And then you're going to blame other people for the identity that you took on that wasn't even your identity. So at some point, you got to get into correction. I got to correct this about myself. And how do you correct yourself? You start to correct you. You start to heal your body. You start to work on your health. You start to stabilize your home. You start to bring structure into your life. You start to do something in a routine, so you can understand, how do I think? What is my journey every 24 hours a day? Besides me just doing things because I see men and women on social media talking about, this how you make money this way, and this how you be successful, and all of these thoughts. And so we chasing everybody else's idea of success and love and family and relationships, instead of understanding, what do I truly want? Some of y'all don't want children, but you having children because you just in lust with another person. And then when you get the children, you don't even care for the children. You don't even care to talk to the children or to nurture the child. Because now you didn't just have sex and you felt good and you thought this person was going to show up for you, and they didn't, because they don't even like you, because they don't even talk to you, because you don't really even know them. And this is what I mean by, it's time to correct yourself. And then you blame the other person. Men ain't shit. Women ain't this. Women just hoes, and men just, they don't care about us. I'm like, no, baby girl, you don't care about yourself. You don't care about yourself. You do not love yourself. If you loved yourself, you would work on yourself. You would protect yourself, because you set the standard for all of it. You set the standard for all of it. You are the standard. There is not a love or a presence higher than you. I'm trying to get you to understand that you are the representation of what you're seeking in another person. So if your representation is flawed and is low in spirit and frequency, then that's what you're going to attract in another person, until you affirm who you are to you, until you recognize your value to you. Because I see it so often So often I've went through the battles myself as a woman where you think you value in yourself, and then somebody comes and humbles you and shows you, no, this is really how you think about yourself, because I'm able to come in here and treat you a certain type of way. And you just receiving it, and you're not realizing, like, damn, I didn't even set a standard for myself. And it's like, and then we out here just depressed. And we're naming depression like it's a everyday feeling now. Everything has become so extreme. And instead of trying to do the work and to figure out where is the root of all of this coming from, we just like to name things now. I'm depressed. I'm sad. I need to. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why don't you do some work? Why don't we figure it out? Because my father talks about us building. How we going to build when we all savage to each other? When we don't even respect each other? I'm talking about in the heart space. Like, you don't even respect each other. Families, we just want to bicker and argue and fight and just find a reason not to come together in harmony. And it's like, damn, how long we expecting something from the world when our inner world is total chaos and turmoil? We expecting something from community when our brother and sisters relationships is so poor, we barely communicate with each other, because it first starts as an individual. Then it starts as a family. Then it starts as a community. Then it starts as a society. But you got to operate here first. So your expectations of people out here in the world so damn high when you so low in yourself don't make no sense. How does that make sense? When your expectations of the world and where it's supposed to go and what other people are supposed to do or what the Nation of Islam is supposed to do and all of these things, when your expectation of self is so poor, your self-concept is so poor, we allowing people to just raw dog us and to sleep with us and to just touch us. And you don't even know this person's name. You don't know who this person is. Like, we got to that level. So can we correct what comes here first? Exactly. He said it's other people's DNA in our bodies that make us fight each other. We ain't even trying to go that deep. I mean, but that's real. But that's real. When you sleeping around with other people, you carrying other people's energy within you, not recognizing why you can't never seem to calm your mind because you didn't took on somebody else's demons. That's a whole nother conversation. And that's real. It's so real that it shows you in your dreams. It shows you in your lack of abundance when you can't seem to take that step because we feeling so much. You know, you got parasites all throughout your body because that's what it turns into. And it's like, damn, I got to do some work about this. We got to do some work about just sitting in pain in our body and not literally doing anything about it. And that's when I say, when you have to use your mind, you got to listen to it. You got to know that your mind, you are talking to you at all times. And if you just neglect it and ignore it, then what is your inner compass? Where are you guiding yourself? You're going nowhere. It's literally like a route to hell. And you just signed up, got on the boat and said, take me there. Because you have no vision. You have no insight of where you want to go anymore. So that's my first insight.
Well, that was well said. Tell you the truth about it, because I know 19 Key used like to use the word cognitive something he put behind that. And she was touching on it. When you go on social media, the way they got the algorithm set up, it's telling you what to think and how to feel. Mm-hmm. Say it again. It's telling you what to think and how to feel, what to agree with and what not to agree with. We've been run by a damn machine that those in charge have studied and set up. Another thing, sister said in the DNA, is that when you sleep around, especially when you sleep with a lot of men, you take on part of their energy. Sometimes a man can take your energy. A woman can do the same to a weak man. So then you have all these different thoughts and energies running around on the inside. You become confused. A lot of women that sleep around become schizophrenic. They think they have to have sex. They're over here, over there, over here. Their mind is running all different ways. They want to have a family, but they don't even know how to sit down and have a family, even how to take care of a child, let alone take care of a husband, because they got too much of that negative energy running around on the inside. You understand? That's why you got to slow down out here. That's why we got to get back to the basic standards of the human family. Period. The mind, Kalimah said another thing that's very powerful. The mind is key. Sometimes you have to know how to correct your own thoughts. Because one thing about the original people on the inside, we know the difference between right and wrong. It's in our nature. And sometimes when your thoughts start running a certain way, you got to correct that. You know it, but do you have the strength or the wisdom to correct it? Or are you so weak you just want to deal with the lower self and disregard that divinity that's in you by nature? That is so powerful to learn how to correct yourself. If you overeat, then you have the power to correct that. If you over sexualize, you have the power to correct that. If you're always negative because it's just a habit, you have the power to correct that. Brothers, if you started getting into that feminine energy, you had the power to correct that and letting the world, instead of letting the world tell you it's all right. Because you can look to the left, somebody doing the same thing. If you can look to the right or the back and the front, you got other people taking on that type of energy. But that don't mean that you're supposed to do it because you know what's right. You're not only made in the image of God, you made in his likeness. We put the sun, the moon, and the stars in the universe. The world is a ghetto, and we have slipped into darkness. And I really don't like using that word darkness a lot of times because I know from whence we came. We came out of triple darkness. So the darkness ain't evil.
Nope.
You understand? It's the one to shine the light and then turn it off and tell you it's darkness. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? No, we were created out of darkness. It's the light that's been put in front of you. That's to flip your mind and told you this is all right. Like I said last week, let's get the bag. But what I got to do to get the bag? Understand? Have things became more powerful than the God that was in me? Do I accept being a sinner just to get the bag and live like the so-called Joneses down the street? Another thing Clem said, a lot of you have babies. You don't like the father and you don't even like the child. You'll mistreat that baby because the father dismissed you and went on about his damn business. You won't get no love to the baby. Man, I done seen women that have sons and have daughters, and they treat them totally different. They would take the children and get them up in the morning, fix the daughter's hair, and get her all pretty and stuff. And then just send the little boys out the damn door. Hair ain't been combed, beady and everything. They ain't been freshened up and none of that. And the children will know the difference. You understand? Because I used to take a lot of young brothers up under my wing. They were just young children, and show them how to work with their hands and work with the gardens and stuff like that. And give them a little money because I know they were suffering in the home. Then the mother would be quick to come to anger, curse them out, and things of that nature. The little boys don't, they need to be loved too. Everybody needs to be loved. Grown men need to be loved. Grown women need to be loved. But you just can't accept anything to receive love. You got to have standards. Men supposed to have standards. I hear a lot of times that you all talking about a man trying to be a controller. No, men have standards. Women got standards. You understand? And the hell you think you gonna run out the house looking like me, like you going to the damn beach somewhere? No, sweetheart, I don't know where you think you're going, because we ain't got no pool. You dig what I'm saying? You can't be running out the house representing me. Because other men know if you're strong or weak by looking at your woman. You dig what I'm saying? You can tell if it's a strong man by his woman. The way she communicate, the way she eyeball, the way she dress. What you got all that shit on for? Excuse my language. We ain't going out like that. You dig what I'm saying? Men have standards, just like y'all do. But I don't want no mama trying to tell me when I need to come in. I might be on business or whatever. But you don't want your woman out 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the mornings. You understand what the hell you doing there? Especially at a bar. You understand? These are the type of understanding that we got to get. You dig? Sometimes even relationship, it ain't nothing to critique one another. But then you have to know how to get to the mind of that individual. Vice versa, man or woman. You understand? Because you might be so sensitive when I give you this information that you ain't really receiving it. You blocking it out for various reasons. That's why a woman has the ability, if she just use her femininity, look, I done met women, and you can check them out, and they carry themselves in such a feminine and an upright manner, you automatically know I can't approach you like as an object. I'm gonna have to come to you like a man. You understand? When I speak to you. You understand? And the words that I use towards you, they have to be in line according with your energy that I'm receiving from you. You understand? I done met some women, man, they got certain energy that you ain't gonna come to them like a nigga at all. You understand? And I'm gonna check your mind out, but I done already felt the way you carrying yourself. You a woman. That's what Kalimah middle name means, Udnisa. Oh, woman. Now, if you carry yourself like a little Jenny flip, it's like out there in Vest Fest. Sisters pulling up, man. You got the titties all out and stuff. I'm a PopKeys. I ain't lusting. You dig what I'm saying? I overlook all of that. You dig? Sisters got their way. They want to grab your hand and rub your arm and let your hand go. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to see your PopKeys weak. Ain't nothing weak about me.
Leave my daddy alone.
You did, but y'all ain't got to let me know you drop that cash. You dig on that level, but what I'm saying, you have to know how to be a man, because a man is supposed to be in control of his own nature. Just that simple. Everything shiny ain't good for you. You dig what I'm saying? And then you're supposed to be able to carry yourself in the court, because something easy gets you. You don't want that after a while. Anyway, if I can get you and bust you down on one now, understand. But a woman that you got to pursue, You understand? You got to check your mind out, check your energy. That's a little different. Brother, we have to learn how to elevate ourselves. If we elevate ourselves, we automatically elevate our woman. Just that simple. Y'all running around here like little sex hounds. I mean, you listen to your music, all you talking about sex, sex, like you ain't never, brother, you ain't never had a woman nothing before. What's happening? You done got sprung like some cocaine. Talking about how you done bust down a woman and all your music and stuff. But have you ever really had a woman? Do you know what a woman is and what she consists of? How she supposed to be moving on the planet? Do you even know how to talk to a woman? I'm talking about a real woman. You understand? Because she gonna have standards. And she ain't got to get out of line with you. It's just the way she carry herself, the energy she present, and she ain't got to get masculine with you. She can still be feminine. Because you know a woman when you see it. When you see a woman ain't all exposed, you see a woman with got a nice dress on, it ain't revealing everything. You understand? Men, I'm just telling you, sisters, men automatically look at that woman as good material. You understand what I'm saying? As opposed to a woman, you can see everything. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody looking at her. Well, you don't really want her unless you just want to have her as an arm trophy. But as a wife material, you see a woman carrying herself a certain way, your approach is totally different. You got to come with your best. You did when you test to see if you can pull a knock off, and you know you ain't gonna test this sister like that. You're gonna have a conversation, you're gonna start to court her. You understand what I'm saying? And then down the line, if y'all start to develop a real relationship, that's where you make that connection. All love ain't the same. It ain't really about the emotion. It's really about the mental and the spiritual, to be honest about it. Because once you get past that sex, it's another level coming into this. You dig what I'm saying? All women just want to have sex and talk about the man, this, that, and another. You got big dick and all of that old type of stuff. But you ain't got no real love. You ain't got no real understanding. You ain't got no vision in the relationship, if it's a relationship at all. Some of y'all done had 2 or 3 husbands. You blame the husband, but you got to blame yourself as well. You understand what I'm saying? You have children, they don't understand what's going on in the dynamic of a mother and a father, a family relationship. They take on a lot of that energy. They become hurt. They might not know how to deal with relationships. They don't understand all these dynamics and things that we got going on. So we, black man, we have to learn how to elevate our woman by elevating ourselves, raising our standards. Quit being tricks out here all the damn time. Damn, that's why the woman don't respect you. You understand? Because first thing you want to flash is your bank. But damn, if you go for the bait, sister, another man can do the same thing. I can't trust you. I'm just talking a certain way. I can't trust you. And I'm moving a certain way. People around me, I got to be able to trust. You dig what I'm saying? I'm going to test you with my thoughts. See if you line up the way I'm moving on the planet Earth. Now, some women like men with power. Some women like strong men. That's the only thing they go for. That's why a lot of y'all say y'all like the thug men, so-called thugs, because they ain't paying no attention to a lot of the stuff you talking. They out here hustling, getting money, moving a certain way, talking a certain way, got shiny things. A lot of y'all go for that. The man that's got that 9 to 5, he ain't in the club all the time. He can't afford all that Patron and that Cavassier and all that damn stuff and all them weaves and all them wave eyebrows y'all be wearing and stuff like that. Y'all don't want it, but it could be a good man. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of brothers go to the church to get him a wife. I mean, they ain't going to the club to get a wife. They gonna get them a woman to help them to do wrong. So that's what I'm gonna throw a little bit out there. I ain't gonna go along with you tonight. You dig? Since y'all want to open this gate up, I'm just gonna drop this on you. You dig? Y'all take it and let it alone. Just take over time.
And you mentioned how men will test women to really see if they value themselves. And I've heard real men speak about these things, and we've gotten to a point where women don't actually believe that it's true. We've gotten to a point where women think that they can walk around like men. They think that they can think like men. They think that in their young years, they can wild out, they can just have sex with anybody. And when they hit their 40s and their 50s, they wondering why no man wants them anymore. Because they allowed themselves to be used. They allowed themselves to be hot girl. I can do whatever I want. I can just use any man. I can run through the good man, because it's sad now because so many good men have been used by women, women just be tossing men to the side like he don't mean nothing. And you wonder why men turn savage when they loved a woman and a woman treated him like he didn't, no care in the world. No care about how that's going to affect this person. And this is from both men and women. When you treat people with such lack of respect and love, you turning other people into savages, and you think that that's not going to reap upon you years later on in life. You think you just going to stay blessed when you messing with God's people, especially people who show up with love for you. And I see so much of it. It's so rampant where it's gotten to a point where we just don't care anymore. We don't care that you got literal angels sent to love on you, to protect you, and you just treat them like nothing. And you think God gonna show up with a good man and a good husband and a good wife later on after you done destroyed his finest. Because we live in that culture now where women we get into this savage mentality. I can do what a man can do, and I can do it better. And it's so sad because we become so masculine in our tone and our energy and so rough. And we think that men and then we looking for a decent man, a good man later on. And we think he can't read this on us, this energy that we carrying within ourselves. I recognize this way early on, that men can see energy on a woman. I used to always have men be like, you a good girl, aren't you? And then they looking at friends that I'm around. They like, I'm trying to understand how y'all two even around each other. Because they can sense it. They can see it. And I got brothers, so they would always be like, why you got them friends? They some hoes. And I'd be like, damn, why you coming for my friends? Because, I'm the, I ain't judging people for who they are at this time in my life. But now I'm like, you know what? I am judging you, because I really believe that people around you are a reflection of the direction that you're moving into. So I can't just have any kind of woman or any kind of man around me who don't know who they are, because that is what creates my reality. People really are a reflection of you. So now I don't play about just having any kind of friend and any kind of person around me, because they inviting some shit into my life. Excuse my language. But that's the type of awareness you got to have when people just taking on mindsets and energies and thoughts, and they just, I'm gonna be reckless with my life. Then that means you're gonna invite some reckless energy into my life as well. And I damn sure can't have it around my children. So when I say I don't play about people and I use my mind to architect my reality, I gotta think like a god and say, okay, if she ain't on this level of a god and she think of herself as a peasant and as a whore, then she gonna bring some whorish energy into my life. And then it'll be my fault if someone comes around me and touches my daughter or something like that, because I saw it first here. And God showed me here. And that's when I say I don't play about me. I don't play about me. I cannot play with me. In this reality, when we talked about darkness, We looking at darkness like it's evil. Darkness is when you shape and form yourself into a God. Darkness, this is the time, unlike any other, to use the energy that you see in this reality and to shape and mold yourself into the highest of God. I'm talking about you can almost make a switch happen so quick and just say, you know what, I'm going to stand on business. I ain't coming off my square no more. I ain't letting nobody take me off my square. Why everybody want to sit here and cry and just wimp about what's happening in the world, and I'm depressed and they know this. It's like, you know what, God, I'm going to take all this energy and I'm going to use it to grow myself, to evolve. Because you only take one thought. That one thought is, I am a God. And if you don't know what God means, then it means that you don't even understand God within yourself. So you might as well stop claiming them, because now you're just claiming the devil within yourself. Because God gonna take you to your highest. Saying I'm a God means that I am capable of anything and everything that I want to create. You put yourself on the pedestal. You put your mind on the pedestal. You put your body on the pedestal. It said, no, I'm not when I tell you I walk around, and I used to think like I literally said to myself, I'm going to create like a force field around myself to where I don't even attract men who disrespect me. When I tell you, when my dad said about women and how certain men just know he can't even talk to that woman because he know he got to raise himself up into a God to even step to her. When I tell you that's how I walk in this world, where if you think less of yourself, you think, damn, I must be ugly because ain't nobody talking to me. But then I look in the mirror and I know I'm damn fine, so I'm not worried about that. I know that God has me covered. I know this. And I resonate with this so well in my spirit that it's been elevating me, because I'm like, I know that this is God. I'm talking about God is real within you. This isn't just something you talk about. It's your reality. It's a true reality within yourself to where you say, God got me covered. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't even got to think the wrong thought. Sometimes we get into these levels, and money would be one of them levels. That's when it comes to my foundation, my home, and those type of things that are trying to seep into your mind. And then even when those thoughts come in, you start to talk to God and get your way up out of that. Say, I'm tired of being in this lack mindset. I'm going to evolve up out of this. Right. I'm going to always thrive. And if you just communicate with yourself, speak out loud to yourself, talk to the God within you. And this is a real thing. Speak the language of God to yourself over and over and over again. We speak so many words out loud, thousands of words every day. Right. And we don't understand that if we were to just talk the language of God through words over ourselves, it would fuel it back to us. Right. And then it would start to create our reality, and it would shift so quickly. That's right. Just by the language that we use. Your power is that your ability to just speak the language of God over yourself and over your children. To just talk to your children. That's what I do on a daily. I talk to my children. I have real conversations with them. So my children feel safe in the home with me, to hug me. They come around me like I'm just still attached to the hip. That's when you know you a good mother, when your children want to be around you. If your children are like, I don't want nothing to do with her, you might want to check yourself and correct yourself. This is real. Because you're so worried about yourself and your selfishness and your needs and your feelings. And I'm just not happy and I'm just bored. It's like, find something to do with yourself, woman. Like, learn to create, learn how to cook, learn how to do some art, learn how to do something instead of just unleashing whatever peasant energy you have within yourself onto other people, especially your children. You're so angry inside, so angry, so bitter, so just broken that we don't even use the power that we have within to just create love, because that's our ability as women to do on this planet. And I'm speaking to women because I'm a woman, and I talk to women because I know you are God. You just don't understand that you are. You don't understand that you wrecking havoc on the earth. You got all of this. You got all of this. You can speak it. You can think it. You can dance it out, and you can create it. It's so deep. It's so deep. And men, your ability to lead a woman, if you just set a standard for yourself, and we start to get out of our egos, and you find your divine woman and you create your divine kingdom. I'm talking about find your divine woman, not just a woman with a fat ass, not just a woman that you just sexually attracted to, but a woman you can actually talk to, a woman that you can ask questions to, a woman that actually listens to you. She listens to you, but a woman who also knows herself and her value, a woman who can stand on her own as well, and she's whole within herself, a woman that you will want to see your child reproduced in, a woman that you will prepare her to birth your child. You will prepare both of y'all bodies to birth your child because you're so intentional about raising a God. That's the type of woman you want to meet. Not just because she cute in the face and she got some pretty hair and all the material things going for her, but a woman you can see yourself 30, 40, 50 years down the line sitting at breakfast, and y'all can have real conversations, and through y'all ups and y'all downs, y'all can actually move through that without allowing emotions to break you. It's time to look into things deeper, look into long-term partnership instead of this temporary satisfaction of our needs. Because there's too many of these relationships being birthed, and there's too many children being birthed from these relationships, and our children are walking around like zombies because they have no clue of who they are, because their parents don't even talk to each other. Their parents just hate each other. And this is just the society that we have birthed, and that it's time for correction all across the board. So if I hear you say, oh, it's this person or it's that person, no, it's you. Correct yourself first. And before you go on trying to correct everybody else and what they need to do, because I know some of us, we get into this spirituality and we all of a sudden think everybody else needs to do what we got to do. I'm like, no, you do it first. You set a standard. You build a business. You raise a family, and just walk by example. Because that's how I believe God wants us to show up. It's like you walk like a guy first. Right. Before you start claiming and telling everybody else how to be God, walk like one. Think like one. Move like one. Right. You got to know I'm fearless in this world. If you fearing, if you copping out, then I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to hear what you got to say. And that's what you see. Because it's like, take your time to elevate yourself. Take your time when you get into your loneliness. You know how to even deal with yourself instead of going out there and chasing another person to sit in your lonely and your brokenness together. Because that's what's creating this reality. So I know we got to wrap it up.
Yeah,
because we ain't got a lot of time.
Is that you know, brothers, when you choosing a woman as your mate, and I can already refer back when I first met Bahia. And actually, I was in prison when I met Bahia. I was doing a 1 to 3, 2 counts of aggravated battery in the North Penitentiary on the police. Of course, I was an innocent man, but we weren't letting them jump on us and beat us up. Got that mixed up, partner. So they gave me a 1 to 3. I made the deal, be out. Do 10 months, you'd be out. I didn't matter. I left the state. And but I met her. She came to the visiting room because I ran the visiting room. You know, I'm the only inmate handling cash money on top of that. I ran the canteen, gated off. Yeah, saw her sitting at the desk. He liked to take his shot. He turned all red and stuff. So, you know, I'm knocking off paper and stuff. She came with her cousin, Margie. So they come up there to the canteen to buy. So I had to make a choice on which one I want to talk to. So I did make the right choice. But what I'm trying to say is that when you choose a woman, your mind's got to be on the same connection, though. So when I started to talk to by ear, well, before that, after I got the information when she left, I was sending her a kite. I wrote her a letter. A lot of brothers be talking about I love you, all that. And I'm knowing as a man now, this ain't gonna work. This conversation ain't gonna fly nowhere. Not with this type of woman. So I wrote a letter, and I told her about this thought of the dream I had about the lady in the blue dress. I'm trying to, in my mind, I figured she liked blue anyway. But she never received the letter because her mother took the letter and hid it. Miss Mo at that time. And she trying to meet the brother he locked up and stuff. You did, but eventually she got the letter. So I had to make a choice. So I had to go to East St. Louis and work release after 10 months. That's right across the bridge from St. Louis. But at the same time, I had met this other sister named Janine. She stayed right there. I forgot what they said, town now. So at the same time, I had to make a choice. Which one I going to go see that day? So I said, I'm going to go see Bahia. She stayed in St. Louis. So Janine stayed in Washington Park. That's where she lived. And I went to the house. We talked and stuff. We had no sex or nothing like that. But I had to check her mind out. Because I'm in jail for being militant, standing up for human rights and fighting and all these type of things. And then once we got to talking, I liked the energy. And she had that militant mindset. Even though she was come up on the Catholic doctrine at that time, but she was militant. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's no way that I'm fighting for freedom that I can get with a woman that ain't on that middle level with me, first and foremost. You understand? So you have to pick a woman that's moving down that same path, your same destiny, your same purpose. You understand? And she was a strong-willed woman. She was a beautiful woman. She knew how to communicate. She had a lot of spiritual energy and all these type of things. So that's actually how we came together. And then, because I wasn't thinking about no marriage at that time. I'm moving 100, traveling across the country, doing all type of stuff, fighting the fight. And but she's a woman that I liked and became to love. She had her issues as well. But then I had to get on a certain spiritual level, mindset level. That's when Minister Farrakhan came to town. Because I had to move away from that cross. You dig? So I took her to see the Minister Farrakhan. And then she was hooked ever since then. Then I said, this is wife material. This was the type of woman I want to have my children. You understand? I don't want no woman going to raise my children to be no damn Negro. Finger popping mama going to produce a finger popping daughter. It's just that simple. Once she came into the teachings and stuff, and she took those teachers on, man, and she changed her ways, her life, and then she became the type of mother that been carrying them teachers on all the way up to this day. We're not together on that level. I talked to her today, though. She checked on. I was going to take out for some brunch, but she already got some stuff going on.
Right.
And stuff like that. But you got to choose a woman that's compatible with your journey. Is what I'm trying to say. If you ain't got no journey, you pick any damn thing. You ain't trying to do nothing in life. When someone is going to put the morals and values and principles in the mind of your children. That's the key. So I sit back and reflected on that today. So I did pretty good. Said the truth about it. Because that was my thought. When I chose a woman to be able to have that type of woman. I had two other children, Sawada and Marcus, and they good, beautiful children. Sawada's Just like Kalimah, them strong will, strong mind, beautiful, take care of business. Got beautiful grandchildren, take care of business. Mark talked to him the other day. He like his father. He said, "Damn, Pop, we sound just like." I said, "Yeah, cause I'm your father, brother." You dig what I'm saying? So I'm a grateful man, to be honest about it. Allah has blessed me. I understand what blessings are not really about things, it's about the outcome. It's about the journey. It's about when you get put in a situation that you can look in that situation and you can pull yourself or know you still up under divine protection, even though we can fall. I done failed in life, but I had Allah there sitting back there in my mind that I know I can only go so far with this. Something that I can't do though at all, even though I'm slipping in the darkness. But some things I still got values and morals and principles I cannot do. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If you live long enough, you might understand what I'm trying to tell you. And then you can draw from that and you can pull yourself back. But if you ain't got nothing to draw from or good, a lot of y'all in trouble. You understand? So I'm grateful in so many days, so many ways. And I just turned 73, still running strong. I ain't got no illnesses. I ain't got no damn diseases. I still put that combination on you if I have to. Dig what I'm saying?
Yes, it's his birthday today, so everybody who just
Practice how
coming
to
in the
eat to
room.
live. Teach what other Muhammad Muhammad, that's my foundation. Allah, the person, Master Muhammad is my base. That's my journey. To elevate the minds of our people and to be an example, to bring about a complete change, knowing who the black woman is. She's a divine woman. Divine woman, you know, the only woman that got the ability to affect change in your atmosphere is the black woman with her mind and her energy. You can see women, she ain't got to be the most beautiful, but you know she to be respected, she would make a good woman because you can just pick up on the energy. I drop a key on y'all. You can tell if a woman have a lot of sex. See, there's a lot of things y'all don't know what men know. We don't give you every damn thing because you ain't supposed to get it. But you can tell by looking at a woman if she having a lot of sex. How you do that, Bashi? I'm gonna give you a key today. All you gotta do is look at her butt. If it's front like jello, she having a lot of sex. Women got firm behinds and stuff like that. They ain't having a whole lot of sex. You understand? I'm just dropping the key to what men know that we don't really talk about. When a woman walking her ass shaking like jello, I ain't got to tell it like it is. Shit, that means that woman having a lot of sex. You dig what I'm saying? These are things the key that men know about women that women don't think men know. We know a lot about women, but we don't ever go into it because those are things that we supposed to know. To be honest about, I could go into some other things, but I ain't going in because you got children probably sitting there on the show and stuff. But choose a woman that's on your purpose, brother. Come in with respect. Learn how to communicate with one another. In relationships, they go up and they go down. They don't stay the same in the beginning. Even when you have children, the relationship gonna change. You can't get all that attention that you were getting in the beginning from your woman. You understand? Because now she done took on motherhood, a whole new mindset, a whole new spirit. She's become a protector of a child. You understand? She got that baby she got to take care of. She got to breastfeed that baby. You can't be sucking on that titty no more, brother, like that. You understand? Just breaking it off. You understand? You can't be getting all that attention you used to get. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to kick in another way. You got to become a good helper when the baby comes. You got to learn how to give her some slack at night so she can get her rest. You're going to know she's going to have a lot of hormonal changes and her mind going to be going different ways. You understand? You put that on pay me no mind list. Her sexual attitude might change. So all these things you got to understand, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's the situation that are reproducing you, brother. So all these things we need to learn about life, about relationships when children come into it. You understand? And then their expectation might rise on you, especially if you're lazy. You ain't producing and doing the things you need to do. And then sometimes you want what you want a woman from a woman. Sometimes brother think a woman supposed to know what he thinking or what he want. Sit down and tell your woman. Because she ain't got no problem telling you what she want at all. She might tell you in the wrong way or you don't pay attention. But tell your woman what you want from her. Or good. You understand? Some brothers just want something, man. Like to have my bathwater run. I heard women say, damn, I ain't run no bathwater. You got to be rich. But damn, son, you do it, turn the damn faucet. You ain't doing nothing. Put some body wash in there like you doing a whole big thing with just the fact that you showing that type of honor and respect to the man. That's what you're really talking about. You know, but that ain't nothing. Simple things that men like. Sometimes a man come home, sister, you know, had a long day and stuff. He just come in and sit down. He quiet. He just decomposing, reprogramming. He's coming down from the day's journey. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Well, he don't got an attitude that you know. I'm at home now. I've been out in this world dealing with all types of stuff. Some things I would never talk to you about. But I'm ready to just relax, let my mind come down. Understand? The woman coming there looking at me. Wrong here. Understand? Ain't nothing wrong, baby. You did what I'm saying? And sometimes when you have a week, y'all might have dust stuff dropping the keys, PopKeys dropping the keys on your neck. You know, women hold on to arguments longer than men for one. The brother think, hell, I'm cool right now. Say, shit, I got a couple of days before I get chill out. You dig? So what I would do is, I would say, well, this is what we're going to do. We have any type of disputes through the week. Sunday is our day to sit down and have that communication. We might go to the coffee shop or something, sit down and talk and stuff. You understand me? We let all that other stuff we got going through the week go. We starting on a whole nother week. You understand? This is how you keep things moving, because you know you got a woman know how to cook. You understand? She clean. Don't get you no nasty woman now, but same way sisters. You understand? You want a woman to know how to keep the home clean, to like things, you know, like to bring life into the home and stuff like that. You know, she ain't running the streets, and you know how to report to one another. You did. She let you know that I'm gonna be over here, this, that, and another. It ain't about you trying to control her. You want to know where your woman is because you want to know how you can protect her. You did. At least I know where I can start to look for you if something go down and stuff like that. And then at the same time, sister, y'all can't be sometimes I used to not get home about 2, 3, sometimes 4 in the morning, man. We'd be out there taking care of business, FOI class, or sometimes I had to go out of town, we traveling. And then setting up businesses and hiring people way down in LA somewhere. Might be gone a couple of weeks and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to know how to deal with one another, develop relationships, how to communicate with one another, know the likes and wants, because everybody got their little niches about certain things they like around the house, and all these type of things, brother. So this is how we build strong relationships, learn how to communicate. We sitting up cussing one another out, and calling one another names and all that stuff. That don't work. And then a lot of times, sister, you can't get in a man's face like you another man, because there's an automatic certain response from a man. Because we on point when we deal with another man when they get in our face and talking strong. You know what I mean? But you don't have to do that with a man. Use your charm and things of that nature, and try to develop a righteous relationship, because you always got to remember you do have children, and they watch these things and they take on their energy, and you can harm your child like that. You understand? That's very, very important. And I'm telling you now, Or so many things I'm telling you now, I had to learn my damn self. You understand? But I'm telling you, speaking from wisdom tonight. And we're gonna be just fine if we can change. Like Kalimah said, that was very important where you had to correct your own mind. Learn how to correct yourself. You understand? This generation talk about more trauma than anybody I never heard in my life. You understand? They got trauma here, trauma there. Damn. Y'all the most traumatized generation that I done ever come across. Now, I done come through some generations from 1952 to now and seen it all. From the damn black and white TV to the radio that had the tube in it where we trying to fix the damn radio, taking them apart and things of that nature. It never worked though. But from the potty stove where you put the coal in it and the stove red hot, where I seen my grandmother them cooking on the potty stove a whole damn meal, turkey, whatever. That we didn't have what you call it? We didn't have air conditioners and all that old type of stuff. We had get hot in the summer. You had to open the door, the screen door. Sometimes you take it, make sure you had that ice and put the fan in to cool everything down. We didn't have the tubs or the showers. We had them big old tubs and stuff like that, man. And that's what we bathed in. They had outhouse, but we didn't have to do all that. It was there by the time I came on the planet, but we had our own bathroom and stuff like that. But you had to go down in the bins and get the coal. I ain't trying to go down there, Grandpa. Yeah, it's dark down there and everything. They dropped the coal off and they spitting wood. All the way up now to modern times where we got a damn phone you can put in your pocket. We had the rotor phones. You dig what I'm saying? We had various generations of behavior where the women were different. They dressed different. The men dressed different. They had more ownership. They had a closer relationship with the youth. The elders looked out for the young people and stuff like that, and we had full respect. And everything that kind of changed now. Everything that went in reverse. The older people and the young people don't have that same order of respect. We don't have the same type of ownership that we had in the community where the elders would seek you out. They seen potential in you. They come get you. Come on, youngin', let's go. You understand? Let me show you how to do this and how you make money and stuff like that. Now they would pay you and give you advice. Everything done changed now. It's not for the better. We had strong men. We had strong women that were committed to the uplifting of the black nation that stepped out there, put their lives on the line. I had women partners that we were partners. We were friends. We weren't sexual. We could exchange money with one another and all these things. If I had to go to war, they'd be right there. Some of them got locked up and stand up for freedom, justice, and equality. I respect them to this day. You understand? Never got weak, never flipped. Everything done evolved going backwards. You understand what I'm saying? The way our people becoming more weaker, they become more intellectual. They think they're becoming more smarter, but they're being evolved and devolved into a mind of a machine. No one can think anymore for themselves. They can't. Their memory is not good. They can't remember 2 phone numbers. So don't take your butt to jail, right? They're so smart in jail now that where they let you go through your phone and take the numbers and write them down on a piece of paper because people can't remember their damn phone number or their mother or their father or their friend's phone number and things of that nature. Our morals had dropped. Homosexuality wasn't an open thing in those days. We had a brother named Sonny, and his mother was maybe Nicholas. And sometimes they sent it up to the house, and he'd be there and stuff, but he never approached us. You didn't have to worry about homosexual trying to rape your child and all this predator stuff. You had respect for your elders because if you didn't, they told on you. And then if you lied, you got your butt whooped. On top of that, we had family meals together. We learned how to cook by watching our elders when they got in the kitchen to cook any damn thing from scratch. And they start coming with the microwave and the Jiffy Mix cornbread. Y'all can't even make no damn bread no more. You understand what I'm saying? We had our own gardens, the whole 9 yards. You know, we had full respect for one another. When we had to get confrontation, my grandfather them always kept a gun. They taught us how to use a gun, but they also kept a knife where they can flip that blade open just like that. They keep it on, put that little toothpick in. You can just pop it. But when we had conflict, we use our hands. You understand? We know how to get out. You understand? With our hands. You dig what I'm saying? But now everybody's so weak, don't know how to fight. First thing they reach for a gun. They get their butt whooped. I seen the brother got whooped, and the brother forgot to check him before he turned his back. And nigga pulled the gun out and shot the brother down. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a big change in our morals and values. When women used to have dresses down right above their knees, and they start coming in with the Daisy Dukes, with the shorts, and now you women got everything out, butt out. I seen the sisters run the podcast, can't call her name. She was at the EYL. And I was surprised to see the way she was dressed. Because she had a program for women, but she dressed like she was coming out the Amazon or some damn where. Everything was out, titted it out. But I paid her no mind. I know she expect me and just be wanting to gawk at us. I figure you ain't even have to do all that because you already got respect, but you ain't got to show your whole damn body. Ain't nobody that then, you damn near 40 something, probably at 12, 50. But the hell you dress like that for in the first damn place? The way I was looking at that situation. And so I'm seeing a lot of changes, and I'm seeing us go backwards. I come at the generation where we talked about power, black power. That was the order of the day. Black power. We wanted power. You understand? Not DEI, not affirmative action. We wanted power, black power. And we stood on that. We struck out on that. You understand? We were fighting for that, standing for that. We wanted our own. But now things are flipped over with people switching and men running around in red dresses down in New Orleans and look like they be playing on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers some damn where. And all these old type of damn things. You dig what I'm saying? And men kissing one another, getting off, dropping one another off. You think that's his partner. You coming back like a woman would do or some shit. Kissing on you. All these old type of things. And, the world done flipped. The world is a ghetto now. So that's why I come on these podcasts and try to instill, strengthen our people, try to take away that fear, try to give them that divine knowledge that I have received and taught. Because I ain't just open up no book and reading from you. This is the life I have lived. I had an experience of life full of adventure and dedication and commitment to the work of God and the teaching of the most honorable Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad. I have commanded men and still command men today. Took men from the graveyard and stood them up like a God. Learned the order, proper handling the people. Learned how to take instructions from men that had more knowledge than me, because men respect knowledge. So this is the thing that I wanted to say tonight. I ain't just here to be talking. I like results. You understand? So I'm thankful that Kalimah came on tonight because she carried a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge that can help our brothers and our sisters. Women need to hear from Udnisa. We need to hear from the upright women, not all this foolishness. So we're here to take over. I'm in time and on time. PopKeys in time and on time. I pray Allah bless me to make another year. Because I intend to live to be about 125, maybe 140, I don't know. Dig what I'm saying? Because I don't put no time limit on my damn self. Because we used to live a long time. Back in the day before we became so evil, Allah said, I got to cut this short. You fool too damn evil to live a long life. So as I say, Make sure y'all get some gold water. I don't know if y'all buying it or not.
Yeah, that gold water is on sale today too for 40% off. And for people who don't know what gold water is,
Break
it
it
helps
down.
with cognitive clarity. It can help to
I got
increase
some in here now.
serotonin throughout the day so you get that feel good energy. And then it can help to increase melatonin so you get a better restful sleep. What it essentially does is it balances out the circadian rhythm in the body with all of this blue light and these screens and this poor nutrition and all of these things happening. We're not able to focus anymore. Our attention span is so short. So the products that we curate for Goldwater and for Supermind and all of these different businesses are literally to get you cognitive clarity because you're intaking so much information, you can't focus and therefore you cannot think, you cannot execute. So everything we do, this isn't just some gimmick. It's not just anything that we put out there. If you can see the intelligence of me and my father and how we can produce from our minds and how we can think, this doesn't just come from anywhere. We have to be able to put certain things into our body. We got to be able to execute. So this is what these products are for. This is why we bring them to people, because we're trying to get people to elevate into a new level. And if you want a new level, if you want to actually focus, I'm a mother of 2 children. I've seen myself evolve mentally from brain fog, from just being tired, to being able to just have energy in the mind and to just execute now. And that's what that's for. And I want to shout out my father again, because this today is a very special day. My father don't even know, like, we both have what one thing me and my father have every year, we're both the same number in our age. Like, I turned a number 10 year this year too. My dad is 73. I turned 37. And so we both turned 10. And my daughter is actually the same way. And I follow these things and study these things. A 9 year is a cycle changing. It's about to birth something new. A 10 is a number of completion. I've seen my father's elevation. I've seen my father's mind. And then I was talking to my brother Bashir, and we're like, yeah, our father is top tier. He birthed us, so we know he got to be cold, you know? And then he constantly, every time he comes in front of people, he's bringing a new wisdom. I can see a shift happen. I can see where God be talking to him. And so I want us to appreciate my father for what he has been doing and how he shows up. So when I said again, hit that Cash App, it's on the screen, and just show him a blessing, show him some love, because we go out here and people just execute for you, and we'll spend money on so many things that don't mean anything. And when you see me come up here and I'm blessing my father, just know it's a gift. You're going to get a gift. This is a gift. This is a huge shift that's happening. And we just want to see people grow and evolve, pass it down to your children, to your families, to the people that you know, and give back. That's all we ask. Just give back. It doesn't take much, but just give back, because this takes a lot of time and energy and resources. So I just want to see people actually appreciate my father, hit his Cash App, send him a blessing, because one thing I know, people be stingy with them pockets. And when you give with your money, that means, that shows me that you appreciate a person, because I know you work hard for that money. Just like he worked hard. He shows you that love week after week, twice a week. Cause y'all see, I ain't came up here because I'm like, I got 2 kids. Y'all gonna have to send me some coins, okay? I ain't working for free. I got things I gotta do. I want to see people appreciate my father, then I'll step out there. Because that means that you value it. And when you show value, value starts to evolve and increase. So once again, y'all send my father that love, that blessing. Y'all follow his Instagram at, what is it, PopKeys, Brother Captain or Bro Captain? Here, I'm gonna put it in the
Got 2 of them, I think.
y'all can follow. We're gonna start posting some of the videos that we do too. And my personal Instagram.
Also, like I said, this is a dangerous job. The way I teach,
Exactly.
the way I be coming, it's a dangerous job. Sometimes people follow you. I had somebody follow me today, but I didn't. Well, I be going to drop off certain things. I had to go through kind of like the country and stuff. But I'm seeing them follow me on every turn. Ain't no big deal. You did? And
And we don't want no stalkers either.
Huh?
I said we don't want no stalkers either. Don't
Well, I
don't
ain't
don't
worried about
don't come with
myself.
the craziness.
But they followed me. But once I got to where I was already almost going, then I just wait till the light shifted. Well, I know they couldn't follow me unless they wanted to be totally obvious. And I just kept moving through the yellow light. They had to stop. Went on about my business. But you know, this is a dangerous job because they don't want no man speaking like I speak in that militant manner. And talking to, you don't hear nobody talking the way I talk, really. At least I don't. Real might do a little bit, but ain't nobody telling it straight up. And I call the white boy, I call you a Jew. You understand? I'll call for your death. You understand? And I tell you the solutions to our problems and what we have to do to come together, what we have to do to go in and clean up our community. Well, we ain't supposed to be scared because the white man bringing in this military and them little National Guard, that ain't nothing but the first rank anyway. They just people to be sitting at home do a little training, and they just do a call up. They ain't no big threat anyway. Tell you the truth about it. We might have to fight the Marines, them little leathernecks or something. You understand? But we got divine protection with us.
All day
And
long.
we got some trained up soldiers out here that's willing and ready, sitting in the cut, laying low, stone cold killers, but you couldn't tell. They're some of the nicest men and respectful men that you can meet. You understand? You know, elevating their community, and you wouldn't even know it. So we ready. We ready to roll at the drop of a hat, but we ain't no damn fools. We know how to move in urban terrain and in the woods too. You dig? And a lot of us don't carry no weapons. I don't carry no weapon. I lost my weapon. Just that simple. Now you might come into the house, you might meet a little something more. I don't know. You dig what I'm saying? But I ain't running around here strapped. You know, I'm highly observant, highly trained. And you know, on the FOI, we can fold a damn final call and kill you with that. If need be, we train the fruit, 4 or 5 strike moves. We ain't got time to be doing no lot of damn fighting. Take you on out, go about our business. You dig what I'm saying? And don't leave no DNA at all. So I just want to put that out there. This is a difficult job. You all, we had hundreds of thousands of people buying this gold water, this Superman coffee. You know what we would do? Then we'd come into competition with Starbucks. We'd open up shops in various places throughout the country. Then they become learning centers as well when you come in. We would take and open up wellness centers. We got doctors that we talking to. We got Dr. Yaqui, another brother I know. And all you have to do is take written Airbnbs and turn them into wellness centers and stuff where you can come in and start treating our people and stuff like that. We can get our farmland, brothers and sisters. That's the reason that we say purchase the product. If you can't get out here on the front line, or we can put a stop to being on the bottom and come to the top and start develop industry and sit down and have conferences where we come up with solutions how we can move forward. Not continue to talk about the problem, but the things that we can do that we need to develop to elevate our culture, which the Brill is on the tour right now, but to take comprehensive steps to move forward, to take some of these trillions and trillions of dollars that they got and bring them back in our community and form an economy amongst ourselves so that black dollar can start circulating. That's what Black Wall Street was all about. It wasn't just about Black Wall Street, where you had that black dollar circulated amongst the black people within that community. It wasn't leaving out like it do now. where we elevated, we had everything a community had, from doctors to lawyers to teachers to school, whatever we needed was right there. You did? This is the way we got to start thinking now. You understand? So as I say, Muhammad. I say Muhammad got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Up, 2, 3, 4, the devil got to go. Chopped another head off tonight and hit the bucket. It's starting to pile up again. I'm gonna have to get another bucket. So thank you. So thank you, black people. Thank you, Black Nation. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Stay strong, stay black, stay dangerous. Just take over time. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum.